All right. We're back. Welcome to my world. For those of you that were here last week, hopefully things are a little better. I fixed a few things, and hopefully I can stay a little more on track. One thing I haven't done is really made a cue sheet, but yeah, I think I can follow through with what I was doing before. So I wanted to go through some of the images we talked about in the last one that I didn't actually have scanned because I scanned a few. And I wanted to go through and look at a few other things because they're here. I have them. Been busy all week. And I think going forwards, what I'm going to do is not really search through old images as much while I'm here talking to you. Instead, I think I'm going to search through images throughout the week like I normally do and just take the highlights to share with you. And if there's something else that somebody comments, maybe they want to see, I can do that. So yeah, feel free to make comments. Let me know what you think. Questions, hit me up, and I'll try and get to it. First off, I'm Ian Hylands, and been shooting photos feels like forever now. But if you don't know me, I used to shoot action sports. Now I shoot product for Deity Components and action as well. But it used to be all action, and now it's a mix. But I'm putting together some images, well, for a book, probably several books, because I realized that I have a lot. If any of you saw Jared Sinney's book that came out a couple years ago, it was pretty big. I'm not sure I want to put out something that big. But hey, maybe it'll work out. In the meantime, I'm going to go through and look at a few of the photos I have here. So one of the things when I start with is I got a gallery show and a book coming, and one of the first images I want to start with is one of the first images that I really took, that I'm happy with. And this is a picture of Steve Caballero, pro skater, at the Expo 86 contest in 1986. And yeah, I was 18 years old, had a manual focus Nikon and some black and white film. And this is the first photo I ever took that I was really stoked with, where I was like, this is rad. I want to keep doing this. So yeah, so I got that scanned. That's definitely something I want to display and start with. I have a few other photos from that contest. This is my favorite. The others, there's some good ones, but they're not as good. There's a foot plant, shot a cab, but I love this hand plant a little more. So there's that. And that's one thing we talked about. The other thing, or a few of the other things that we got into that I didn't have, and this ties directly into what I was talking about on my Instagram, which if you didn't catch it, Aaron Chase was just on the Moving the Needle podcast, and they talked about a lot of history. And this is one of the first photos I shot with Aaron, and pretty stoked on it. It turned into a Maxis ad and postcard, actually, that I have. If I can find it real quick here. I had it sitting here. Here is that postcard, which was also a poster. So that's how that image was used by Maxis. And you can see the original there. There's me, there's that. And there's the the image. And there's the postcard. And I actually, if anybody wants one of these, send me a message. I don't know how I'll ship them or mail them, but I legitimately have a fair number of them that I could send out. So, like, this is a portion of what I have left. And the info on them's really old. These came out, I don't know, phone number, email, everything that's on here is wrong, but they're cool pictures. Anybody who wants one, let me know. So there's that. And going back to this stuff, what else is new in here that I scanned? Well, let's just go through. We started with that. I got a lot of other images that I want to put in this show, and I keep adding them, and then I keep getting kind of distracted by the idea that there's too many. There's just too many images. I'm going to need a giant gallery space and 1 million frames. Yeah. Where did I put? See, I'm somewhere here. I had my notebook with a list that has disappeared. Got it. All right. So I made a list of what I wanted to put in it, starting with that. Did I put it in here? I scanned the photo of my friend John and I lost it already. It did not make it into this, so I failed at that. But starting with this photo of Caballero, then my first mountain bike photo was a photo of my friend John Dyer. We looked at that. I can show it to you really quickly right here. It is this one, and I did scan it, but for whatever reason, it's not really showing in my files, so I don't know where it went. But it was in Bike Magazine, and pretty stoked of it. It's really hard to see in this picture. I'll see if I can figure out where it ended up. It's not a spectacular photo compared to some of the things I've done, but the historical aspect of it to me, the fact that it was my first mountain bike photo that was published, is important to me. And then another one that I wanted to, that I talked about, but I didn't have at the time, is this photo of John Greiber. And this was the first ever published photo I had taken ever. And this ended up being in a snowboard magazine. It ended up being on the Shred Americard, which was a ski area discount lift ticket card. You paid, I don't know what it was at the time, 50 or $100 for your Shred Americard, and it got you a whole bunch of discounts at a whole bunch of ski areas. Anyways, this was on that card. So that's there. Pretty stoked to have that. Still gotta print it. It's a actual film negative, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna print it. If I'm gonna do a scan of it, see how it turns out. Probably that'll work. I don't know. I've never actually. It's crazy that in the time that I've been doing this, I've never actually taken a film negative, scanned it, and turned it into a print. I've done slides forever. I've done black and whites, but I've never done film, like color film. So it'll be interesting to see. So that one, and when I look at, where did I put my notebook here? My notebook, it's here. It's got some notes. Bear cloth at grouse, which is going to be this image right there. That one definitely goes in a gallery show. That was the cover of Bike Magazine, which I'm pretty stoked of. We talked about it last time. It was the first flashlit cover on Bike Magazine, and it was on the photo annual, and I'm pretty stoked about that. It's right there. There's the actual cover. I have a few of these left. Pretty stoked to have those. So it's just kind of general housekeeping stuff. If you weren't here, it's new to you. So yeah, is this chair squeaking bothering you? This chair. That photo, that was in 2002, I believe. And the year before that, and this is a catch up from last week, I shot this one, and I really like this one as well. And this one, I said at the time, last week, I said, this has never been used. It's one of those photos that was amazing that never went anywhere. But I just found out, or just realized, that it did actually get used. So if we go to here, it is on the back of an SDG catalog. And yeah, stoked to find that. Huge shout out to my man Tyler over at SDG. Uh-oh. Everything working? I just got an error message saying YouTube is having some issues. I don't know what that means, but maybe it was something to do with that. I'm going to open this up, take a real quick look at my stream. In the meantime, things seem to be, well, shout out to Tyler at SDG. That's where we were. Technical difficulties. Hopefully it's not a big enough deal. Bitrate's not high enough. I don't know if I can change my settings while I'm actually talking to you. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Stream. Well, what's going on is my internet connection isn't working fast enough. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, there we go. Back to normal. It should be fixed now. Hopefully it's fixed. I know that got a little weird. Anyways, what I was saying, shout out to my man Tyler for using this photo, Chris Donahue. I forgot it had been used. Definitely going to use that in a show. And then going, let's go to what else I had in my notes. Well, basically everything that you see here is a good candidate. I meant to pull up a few more. This is Cedric Gracia at Red Bull Rampage 2002, I want to say, the second Red Bull Rampage. This is the first ever backflip at Red Bull Rampage, and I believe this is Cedric Gracia's first ever backflip. Pretty stoked how I caught it with the sun behind it. It's there. I have these photos of Eric Porter. I want to use them. I got to choose between a couple of them, see which ones I want to use. There's that one, and this one, which I really like. And there's Flare. And there's a few others. I have this collection, this master collection I found of, well, I didn't find it, I created it. This shot of Eric Porter, definitely want to look at that and as an option. That shot as well. So there's a lot of options. And I keep looking for more. And so far, I've been looking through till like 2003. It's 2024. Okay, I got some weird things going on here. How does it sound? Somebody send me a comment. How is it out there? I got no viewers. All right, I don't know how this is gonna look. I guess I'm back. It looks like my internet's dropping out and I don't know why. So I might keep this one a little shorter this week and scroll through and look through a few more things here. I was gonna go look at a bunch more stuff that I had from last week that we talked about. Johnny Smoke and Barb Haley were on, and Chris Donahue, and then Robin Coop actually left a really cool message about the shots at grouse, and I wanted to go look at a couple of those with reference to some of the things that he was saying. So I'm going to do that, and we'll see if this works out or how it goes. As far as my actual internet connection, which seems to be failing me. Get that out of here. I know last week we were going through some photos and I showed a picture of a bridge in the snow, ladder bridge, and Barb Haley mentioned that we actually did ride it and that it ended up in Raceface, and there I found the actual how Raceface used it. It was the cover of the Raceface catalog, and I actually found this black and white print of somebody riding it. I'm not sure who it is. When I look at it, it doesn't say on it. It's a guy. It might be Johnny Smoke. It might be a guy that we are with, Charles Mercier. Anyways, I don't know if there's a way to see that. Let me put that over here. There we go. Classic riding in the snow. Classic riding in the snow, Penticton, ladder bridges, slippery but fun. So there's that. And then there was something else I wanted to look at. I don't know. I'm getting distracted by all this internet issue. Let's go back to my screen here. And we're going to go through. Jeff Lenoski, this is still 2003. This was I think it was actually on the cover of, I have it here. Chain Reaction 5. This was filming with Don Hampton in New Jersey, and Jeff Lenoski, Chain Reaction 5. Definitely need to use some shots of Jeff. Which brings me back to Aaron as well, because we were shooting with Jeff and Aaron on this trip, and Aaron was on Moving the Needle this week. Awesome podcast. If you haven't listened to it, hey John, how are you? Good to see you here. Yeah, so we shot with Jeff on that trip, shot that. Also this, if any of you remember this was a Fox ad. It was pretty cool. A lot of stories behind this shot. It took a while to get this. Jeff got towed in behind a truck, and we built a little ramp on one side of this building, and well, it was a garden bed, just basically shaped it, and he rode over the top of the entrance. And it was, at the time, it was one of the biggest things I'd seen people doing with street on a mountain bike. It was pretty crazy. And then going back, Aaron Chase, I posted this one. This was from one of the New World Disorder trips we did. This is, again, I think 2003. So 2003 was probably when I really stepped up and started shooting a lot of stuff outside of BC. And another one of Aaron from the same trip. This is Santa Clarita area, old oil field out there, and there was a bunch of cool stuff that we shot there, Santa Clarita. This one's the Simi Valley ditch. I don't know if anybody's on here. I don't know who's here that would know. There's only 3 of you, so probably not. This is this was an old, supposedly an old movie studio area in Simi Valley, and there were some dirt jumps there, and there was a lot of like just random cool street stuff in this ditch and a bunch of other stuff, but there was some sculpted stuff as well that was really interesting. Made for some good riding. Another shot of Aaron. This is a tree ride to a tabletop, and this is at, I think it was UC Santa Barbara. I went back a few years ago to find this tree, and it's gone. It's all pavement now. It's more parking spots, but had a lot of fun shooting with Aaron. This is, I think this was in New Hampshire. Very similar looking one. Ride up a tree and table out. So listening to the podcast with him today while I was working on some deity photos and really thinking about my relationship with Aaron. And I've known Aaron since, I think, 2002, probably I met him. And we spent a lot of time doing stuff since. And even a couple years ago, I went out to New Hampshire to shoot some deity stuff for him. There's actually, I don't know if you can see up there on the wall, there's a photo of Aaron on my wall right there, which is actually that one. And yeah, this was crazy. This is Vancouver, and shout out to Steve and a bunch of the BMX guys that really shaped this lip to fence by the old A&W on, I think it was on Broadway in Vancouver. And I didn't know who had built it at the time. Turns out I think it was Steve and some of the guys, but yeah, we hit this. This was the year, was this 2003 still? No, this is 2004. This is a year later. There were a lot of fires in BC this year, 2004. And this was probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon that we went and shot this. And it was like evening light all day. Just this perfect golden light. And kind of like we've seen lately, I think, with a bunch of the fires where you almost want to put a mask on because it's a little smoky out, but the light is this beautiful evening orange color all day. So it really sucks, but it's one of those things that's kind of cool for photos. Makes it a little easier. same trip. This is Eric Porter, Vancouver, same year. A foot jam nose pick on a Jersey barrier in Vancouver. Going to Jeff again. This is in Barcelona. This is a little later. This is 2004 again. This is a trip we did to Spain, and I could just go over this trip forever. This was, you can see Travis Robb sitting there. He's filming. And I don't know who this is lying on the ground. Jeff gapped from this spot over here across to this tiny little angled ledge for a New World Disorder film. And the photo doesn't really do it justice. I shot it wide, kind of Travis's shot, but I wasn't tracking and it didn't look like much. This shows it better than anything else, but I'm not really, for what it is, I'm not as stoked with how the photo turned out. Darren Bearcloth images. This is 2004, New World Disorder in the Forest. This one ran in Bike Mag. And I don't know if you can look, if you can see closely here. This is Alex Phosphate, I think, actually on the cable cam filming this while they're going. Robin says, I don't recognize that spot. Yeah, Robin, I think that's about right. It was there in 2003, 2004, I think. I'm not sure when it went away. Robin is referring to, back to this shot. And this shot of Eric Porter, same time. I don't actually remember the address of it. I could find it on a map. I'm not going to look it up now. But yeah, 7th and Fur. That sounds like it could be. The A&W definitely. That was, if you look at the big A&W sign here, that was on Broadway. And the Jersey barrier, yeah, that could be right. I thought it was, yeah, it could have been 7th and Fur for sure. It was just south of this spot. And if we actually go down, I've got a shot of Steve, Surrey Steve. I got a BMX shot that I want to include. Is it in here? I hope it is. I thought it was. Well, while I'm sitting here, trying to find this BMX shot that I thought was right here. I feel like I put a lot of work into organizing everything, so it's going to be easy and I'm going to know where everything is, and then I can't find it. Let's see if I can find the actual original photos. It was digital. It would have been 2005. BMX stuff. I shot a lot of street stuff in Vancouver, BMX, and with, starting off with Chris Donahue, Nigel Corliss, and then as I was shooting that stuff, Surrey Steve ended up getting in touch with me, and we ended up shooting a lot of stuff. And somewhere in here, we met this guy homeless guy. He wanted to pose. He saw we were shooting some photos and he wanted to pose with us. I don't remember his name. I should have gotten his name. He wanted to be in the pictures. He was riding his bike. Steve was riding his bike. It's a classic street portrait. I don't think it goes as far as 2007. I'm pretty sure it was before that. I just can't find it. This is what happens. I get going down these rabbit holes, and I tried to keep it stuck to a few easier things to keep track of, and I'm just not finding it. This shot that's here that you can see on my screen, definitely want to use this one. This is another New World Disorder one. Kurt Voorhees, Thomas Vanderham, and Cam McCall. And yeah, we got Kurt's RV stuck in Arizona, and Kurt and Cam. Kurt was digging her out. Thomas was digging it out. I was taking a picture. Cam was just being Cam. I don't think Vanderham was too stoked about the whole thing. All right, I'm gonna go. We got some more BMX photos. I'm not sure who this is in this photo. Anybody knows? Hit me up. All right, see you, John. Have a good one. Oh, here we go. No. Not that. Like that shot, not that one, but I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. Here we go. It was this spot. Robin, if you're still there, I don't know if you know this spot. This was, oh, I don't know what street it was. But this is the shot that I wanted to probably include. Pretty stoked on this shot and how it turned out. And this was Salisbury. Just up from, I'll say it's below First. This is down at the bottom. Right above where I used to live. I lived at in the ARC, the ARC building, Powell Street, and this is one or two streets up from Powell, and I think it was, I can't remember what the building was used for, packing plant or something, or who knows, but pretty stuck with how that turned out. But yeah, 2003 we did a lot of stuff, and I have so many photos, and then from there on it just keeps going. Looked at all this stuff last week, didn't even start getting into this stuff, and I really like this shot of Cam McCall. Many of you may have seen, there's 4 of you right now. This one, I opened with this. This is Tyler McCall. I thought he was 12. I think he's actually 13 in this photo. This is right after Sea Otter in 2003. When I did the Highways, actually it wasn't, yeah, it was Highways, Neil Sanders and the Superheroes trip. And we went down through San Francisco Bay Area, hung out with Cam McCall for a bit at the post office, and then we went up to this spot in Pacifica and shot some photos up there, which is these photos. Cam Zink, beautiful shot. I got a Cam at sunset there. Zink, not McCall. Everybody hanging out. Neil, Zink, Randy Spangler. Corey Durpak. That's Corey as well. Cam Zink, Corey, not sure. Drawing a blank at the moment. Anyways, got a couple shots like this of Cam, but I wasn't really happy with them. So later on, I went back after Sea Otter with Cam and Tyler and actually shot a bunch more stuff and was way happier with everything I got. So this is Tyler at that point, little kid, and got this shot. And this ended up on the cover of Dirt magazine. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Robin, if you're still there, you were talking last week about the World Cup thing, and I found some photos. I don't have them scanned yet. I don't remember what they were. Oh, John Cowan and Timo, and I talked to Timo about it. He only rode a couple times. But I got photos of them. I've got one flip shot of Timo. He was on felt that year. And I got a couple shots of Cowan that first year when the sunset shot of Chris Donahue, which was where'd it go? This shot. So I don't know who actually built the jumps. Nobody's really told me. I think Chris and may have been a bunch of the local guys built them. But to the best of my memory, the local guys were pretty happy with them. They were downhill, as Robin said in the comments on the last video. But a lot of the guys, John Cowan, a few others that had come from other places, weren't super stoked with how, well, they weren't super stoked with how the jumps were. So the next year, I'm pretty sure Cowan came up early and built the jumps, and that year I only really have shots of Darren on them, and I don't think anybody was really happy with them. But nothing to do with John's building. If we go up in time a little bit further to John's jumps, and actually there are some spectacular photos that I need to go through. I'm gonna say 2005. Is it this set? I think it was this. Yeah, this year. So this is a bunch of stuff shot at John Cowan's jumps, and I haven't gone through these to find my favorites, really. There's a lot of good stuff in here, and it's sorted in kind of random, haphazard ways. But his jumps are beautiful. Cowan's jumps were really beautiful. Adam Hauk, topside, no foot can at the bottom. Tire grab. Kyle Straight, getting whipped and tucked up. Stephen Bafis, X up, no foot can. That, I don't know who that is. Not sure. Bafis again, no foot can. Silhouette, no foot can. Let me switch you to, oh no, that's good. Evan Holmgren, I think, 360 table. I'm pretty sure that's Evan. Another local, original Vancouver kid. Jamie Goldman, flip, tuck, no-hander. Bafis again. Goldman, Evan. There were a lot of good photos from this, and Love this shot of Kyle. I'm missing a few photos here. I feel like there's a whole other shoot at Cowan's that I don't have here. Kyle Strait. This is another session of Cowan's jumps. They weren't actually John Cowan's, it wasn't at Cowan's house. It was actually at John's brother's house. He built his jumps there. And huge respect. The amount of work that went into building that place, it was insane. I don't know if I have anything. Here's a shot of John with a corked flip. Nice corked. Anyways, lots of stuff. Another Darren Bearcloth image. This one was used by DeKine for an ad, 360ing by his house. This was shooting New World Disorder, gravel pit, and this ended up being used in a Specialized poster. Dave Smutok, Red Bull Bike Battle. This is, I want to say Boston. Is this the Boston Harbor or is this Baltimore? I can't remember. Not sure what year it is. My memory's not so good. But Red Bull Bike Battle, I wasn't actually, I wasn't shooting photos at Red Bull Bike Battle. I got invited to come out and judge. So I have a few photos from the event, not a lot. And yeah, it was actually really exciting being on the judging side of it. But the whole time I wished I was there shooting. There was some really cool stuff that went down. Kyle Strait, this is at Ride to the Lake in Ride to the Lake, what city was it? I can't remember the name of the city. Germany. This was Germany 2004, Red Bull, right before they started District Ride. District Ride was in Nuremberg, this was the year before. Another shot, this one was used by Red Bull, and yeah, Robin's saying there were some major events like this in Boston. There were, Red Bull did the bike battle 1 year in Boston, the first year, and then the second year in Baltimore. And I get confused between which is which. Because I just only have a couple of random photos from them. Portrait of Kurt Voorhees. I like this one, black and white. This is, I think this was taken. So this goes back to the beginnings of Crankworks. The first year there was no Crankworks. The first year it was the Joyride Mountain Bike Festival at Whistler. And great event. There was a slalom, like a Joyride biker cross. There was an A-line downhill. There was a jump jam. A lot of really cool stuff happened. And then it was successful, so Whistler decided they were going to take it over. And the next year, Joyride moved to Sun Peaks, to Kamloops. Kamloops? Kelowna, Sun Peaks. And this was shot there. This is just in the parking lot. Kurt's got his RV. I'd love to include this sequence of Carter Holland. This is in Marseille, France. during a trip we did for Match Video Zine. And this one actually is on the back cover of one of the Match Video Zines. I don't remember which one. Gonna have to look at it and see, but well, actually, looking at this, this was not on the cover of. Looking at this, this was not on the cover of the magazine. What was, or the Match Video Zine box? The front cover is a shot of somebody, I'm not sure. But on the back cover, this, get it so the light doesn't see it. This is the same thing. This is Carter and I looking at this I don't know if this photo is before or after, but there's the actual sequence. And more technical issues. So we're going to, I'm going to call this a day. I'm having a lot of technical issues today. I don't know what's going on. There's a bunch of stuff just seems to be having issues. Lightroom just crashed, which is all my photos that we were looking at. I don't know why it's unstable. It's the catalog I'm using for Lightroom right now for this is all of my photos up till 2010. And I don't know exactly how many photos that is. We'll see in a second. But this catalog is not overly stable. It's got so much data. And right around 2010, I switched to doing a single catalog for every year. It means I can't look back through the years like this the same way, but it's a lot more stable. And if I know what year I'm looking for, it's a lot less data for it to have to deal with. Anyways, let's see if it starts again here. Yep, there we go. Lightroom rebooting. In this Lightroom catalog, there are 65,000 photos. And it just crashed again. I need to delete the preview cache and rebuild it. So I guess we're done. Have a awesome Friday evening, and yeah, cheers. Until next time.